The Stock of the Day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
Welcome back. Well, our stock of the day is Mesoblast. So this on the back of it posting early traction for its flagship therapy, Roncasil, generating $13.2 million in gross revenue during the first quarter of launch following FDA approval in March. It's for the treatment of steroid refractory acute graft-versus-host disease in children. And the share price is going gangbusters in the wake of that quarterly update, up by 32%. Now, my guests here in studio, Dean Fergie from Cyan Investment Management and Luke Winchester from Merriweather Capital. Look, I feel a bit bad sometimes when I speak about Mesoblast on air because I always say, well, it's just a volatile stock. It's up one time, down another day, and then the cycle seems to reverse. But is that being too flippant? This is a company that's been at this for a very long time. I believe it's stem cell treatments. We want to find, solutions to terrible diseases like graft-versus-host. So is this a company, Dean, that is starting to prove its worth?
Its worth is $3 billion. So it's a lot of worth there. I mean, if you look at, despite their recent success, which is great, last year, $5 million US in revenue, and they burnt through, wait for it, $50 million in cash. So they are spending a lot of money on this stem cell technology, albeit for, great reason, like especially for kids helping with transplants. It's fantastic. It's just big numbers to live up to. And they have been, this listed in 2004. So, it's been a 20-year, they've been at it. The shares gone from like $1 to kind of $10 back to kind of around $2, and it's gone up again. I really like what they're doing. Maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is the year where they actually get some serious revenues, that it starts limiting their cash flow, and you can see some real commercial traction. Again, just sometimes these market caps I find a little bit mind-boggling, given the really modest top-line revenue and the huge cost base that they run at. So, I just probably wouldn't be buying into it just for those reasons alone. But, interested in what Luke thinks.
I agree with that. It's the valuation, the starting point, which makes it hard. Because the actual announcement, you see the stock up 30%, you're like, well, obviously there's something to this. And I have to admit, I was pretty impressed. Like, the main thing here was they've come out and said they've done 13 mil USD in the first quarter since launching this Roncasil drug. Now that's impressive. And it actually reminded me, Dean, I was bringing it up just as Dean was talking. I remember many years ago when Telix first launched Illuccix, and it was sort of pre-revenue until that point, and their first quarter, I brought it up and I have it here in front of me, they did 22.5 mil in the first quarter of launching Illuccix. Now, obviously, Telix went on to, quadruple, quintuple that revenue. I'm not quite sure, but you've got to build basically. But it's an impressive start. I can actually understand why the market's getting excited today on that news. But I agree with Dean's point that the hard part's the starting point. When I talk about Telix, at that time it would have been 300-400 mil market cap, something like that, just at a guess. This is already $3 billion, so. I don't know enough about. I know they've got the stem cell platform, a bunch of other things in the pipeline. For the program today, we'll say a hold, and well done to people who have held it, particularly from those 2023 lows. But I was pretty impressed when I saw that. It's not easy for a new drug to do that sort of revenue in one quarter. Impressive, but you're paying for it already. That's the big issue.
Yeah, well, I guess that one sales result has added $1 billion in market cap.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to the other thing as well, I did note this, little fine print to it. So they did 13.6 mil. There's a little asterisk to that. You go down the bottom. It includes stocking inventory to their distributor. So it could be a bit of a sugar hit. You're getting inventory into the US distributor. That probably winds off next quarter. So it might not be just a step change. But nonetheless, sales are sales. So yeah, anyway.
Thank you. Stock of the day, Mesoblast. It's a hold and an avoid for now.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.